Okay, so we're pretty much up into Payback. So we began with the Authority attacking Brad Maddox. Brad Maddox getting fired. Later on, the Authority more or less said, Daniel Bryan, hand over your titles. Daniel Bryan more or less said no. So he doesn't have a match at Payback, but he's still champion. I guess they're going to let him hold on to the belts for a little while, a la CM Punk last year. Oh, 2 years ago, I should say. So, alright. Alicia Fox is going on her way to take on Paige. Alicia Fox has been showing a lot of personality all of a sudden, which is great. She's currently the most interesting diva. She, of course, loses her match to Emma, and then proceeds to have a ridiculous post-match mental breakdown, which included a wedgie, stone colding a couple of pops, throwing pop at a random fan and all that. All right. So Alicia Fox Paige, there's putting way too much into building Paige up as a much more credible diva in the eyes of the casual fan. If you watch NXT, she's hot fire. There's nothing wrong with her at all. So in that scenario, I definitely do see Paige retaining. The Rhodes brothers walked into the office and they're like, listen, take on Captain Skinny Jeans and RK Blow. So they took on 2/3 of Evolution. An elimination match. So, Cody bites the dust first. Now it's Goldust versus Orton and Batista in a no-holds-barred elimination handicap match. They demolish Goldust. So I'll continue Evolution at the end of the night. They had a contract signing. I wonder if that contract signing had a beatdown element to it, because they almost never do with contract signs, and it did. Evolution Shield, massive throwdown, Shield getting the upper hand till Triple H brought out his good old buddy, the Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer, RKO. Sledgehammer, Batista Spear. Triple powerbomb on Roman Reigns through the announce table. Alright. That's going to be an awesome match at Payback. I do picture if Evolution wins, Dave is still going to get pinned. Either way, Dave is getting pinned in this match. If there's not, Dave is going to get pinned in this match because he's going to be taking time off to go do his Guardians of the Galaxy work. Also, if you're going to be in Chicago for WizCon, he is there Saturday. Paige and Bray Wyatt are there on Friday. Batista's there Saturday. Bruno Sammartino. Thursday has John Cena. Bray Wyatt came out and cut another awesome promo. And then to try to reinforce that he's actually a heel, he brought Jerry the King Lawler in the ring and was going to Sister Abigail him. But then John Cena came down. And they were going to Sister Abigail in front of John Cena with, Harper pulling Cena's eyes open. It was really twisted. Then the Usos came down. Then John Cena cut a serious promo. You know what's out when John Cena's not throwing out the weird, listen here, poopy face, and throwing out his little juvenile comments. When he's a serious promo, something's going to go on. And that match, I think for Bray Wyatt to have any sort of legitimacy and to keep his character going, he needs to beat John Cena. You might say, but he won Extreme Rules. He won Extreme Rules because a kid sang to John Cena and it freaked him out. He needs a definitive win against John. He does. But John Cena rises above and wins. He's the ultimate underdog, even though he's like a 35-time champion. He's the greatest human ever possible to have ever existed. John Cena is the Ubermensch. We should just all bow down. I think John Cena is awesome. I do think Bray Wyatt needs to win that match. John Cena's got a pretty good win average in Last Man Standing, but I think Bray Wyatt has to definitively defeat John Cena. If Cena wins, it's going to hurt Bray Wyatt. People who say that it doesn't happen, Damien Sandow. Or this week, Davey Crockett. Poor Sandow. He took on Adam Rose and lost. He took the party pooper, or whatever they called Adam Rose's finisher. Then Zeb Coulter came down and Jack Swagger. Alright. I think Swagger and Rose could be an interesting feud. I don't think they're going to have any sort of match or anything, but it could be an interesting feud. Sheamus had a match with Alberto Del Rio. I know, a match we've never seen like 1,000 times. He was able to maintain and to survive. Then it's tagged by Cesaro. Cesaro is going to take on Sheamus. At Payback. That's a pretty solid match. Cesaro, since becoming a Paul Heyman guy, hasn't really had a really great storyline beyond that he is being managed by the guy who managed the guy who broke the streak. That should be a nice, hard-hitting match. Looking forward, it should be good. Zack Ryder came out with the American flags. You know who he's going to be taking on. Rusev comes down, demolishes Ryder. Big E Langston comes down, demolishes Rusev. That could be a good feud. Two big bulls just going at it. That to me is a good match. Rob Van Dam, Wade Barrett. That's going to be a good match. It's going to be a nice build-up to Wade Barrett, because Barrett, of course, is going to retain. I don't think he's going to put the title on Rob Van Dam anytime soon. So, yeah, that should be a good, solid match, but I don't picture them having Bad News Barrett drop the belt, because he's currently a very hot commodity. So I guess then that leads to the pre-show match, which is a mask versus hair match with El Torito versus Hornswoggle. El Torito had a match against Drew McIntyre, and at the end of the match, they tore off his tail. And then Los Matadores was able to stick his tail back on him. And then people wonder why wrestling gets made fun of. You had two guys stick the tail on a midget dressed like a bull. Now, the WLC match was awesome. Hopefully they can have Lightning Strike twice, and a mask versus hair match will be fantastic with Hornswoggle taking on El Torito.